Welcome to Carol Maggio Facercise. The rich and famous have to pay thousands for Carol Maggio's personal instruction. Now, you can learn her quick and easy beauty regimen and have a more youthful, revitalized face. Carol has been teaching Facercise worldwide for more than 12 years. She has shared her amazing synergistic facial exercises with Hollywood stars, royalty, and with people who simply want to look their best. Carol is 50 and living proof her exercises work. Her best-selling book, Carol Maggio Facercise, has been a 3-edition bestseller around the globe. And with appearances on Geraldo, Dateline, CNBC, Mike and Maddie, George and Alana, Argentina's Ola Susanna, the BBC's Good Morning Anne and Nick, and Big Breakfast in London, Carol's techniques have become sought after by thousands. The magazine reviews say it all. Longevity said Facercise will take years off your looks without surgery. It's been called the ultimate facelift. Carol is to the 90s what Jane Fonda was to the 80s body shaping, said the Daily Mirror in London. And a writer for the New York Times reported that after 6 weeks of Facercise, her face felt souped up, stronger, sexier. The results, she said, were like bending time zero the other way. Now, to start you on your way to a healthier looking, more beautiful face, here is Carol Maggio.
Hi, I'm Carol Maggio. This is an exciting day being here with you. Because of the thousands of calls and letters I have received from the people that have read my book, Carol Maggio Facercise, and viewers of the various television shows I have appeared on requesting a video, I have created this video for you. Facercise is a series of 14 synergistic facial exercises which will give you control over the aging process. As we age, our faces become weak and vulnerable. Facial exercise keeps your face strong and dynamic. Facercise will quickly tone and firm 57 muscles of the face and neck. In my private classes, the changes occur quickly. I photograph my clients on day 1 and again on day 3. Why don't you take a picture of yourself on day 1 and again in 2 weeks and every month thereafter? From the letters I receive, people have had incredible results. Many have found relief from TMJ, strengthened weakened muscles from Bell's palsy, and have helped correct drop eye. A novelist from London wrote that she had been in a car accident and couldn't get any relief for 2 years from an injured neck. She started doing the neck exercises. After 1 month, her neck was in pre-crash condition. You will also see relief from sinus headaches and stress as you exercise your face. Once you've mastered Facercise, you can raise your eyebrows, you can tone your upper and lower eyelids, you can reduce puffiness, you can shorten and narrow the nose. Are you aware that the nose continues to grow throughout our lifetime? You can enlarge your cheeks, you can make them higher and fuller, you can smooth the nasolabial fold line, you can widen a narrow face, you can narrow a wide face. You can enlarge the lips and smooth the lines above the lips. In another letter, a lady expressed seeing a difference in her lip lines in 36 hours. Isn't that incredible? You can tone your chin, your neck, your jawline, plus tighten the skin in the front of the neck. That in itself is exciting. When you exercise your face, you will feel a tingling or lactic acid burn in the muscles, just as you do with body exercise. This feeling creates quick toning of your facial muscles. As you oxidize the cells with blood, your complexion will take on a peachy glow. Start off by viewing the video 2 or 3 times so that you are familiar with the exercises. Then use your at-home audio cassette in the morning before your day gets started. It takes 11 minutes. You can do the exercises sitting up or lying down while in your bed. The home cassette has 2 series, 1 series for sitting up, 1 series for lying down. The cassette to use in the car will give you your second repetition for another 11 minutes. Or you can do both sets at home. You don't need a mirror or any special creams. Have fun with these exercises. Pump your nose while you're talking on the phone. Flex your cheeks while you're washing the dishes. Exercise your eyes while watching television. You'll be amazed how much fun these exercises will become. I even exercise my mouth corner standing in the grocery line. Have fun and let's start facercising. Eye enhancer. This will tone your upper and lower eyelids. It will enlarge your eye sockets, reduce puffiness under the eyes. Be sure and squeeze those eyes shut tight, tight, tight. Place your middle fingers up high between the brows. Index fingers lightly at the outer eye corners. Squint up with the lower eyelid strong. Feel the outer eye muscles pulse. Squint and release 10 times, concentrating on the outer eye muscles pulsing. Keep your upper eyelid open wide and breathe. On the 10th squint, you're going to hold the squint and you're going to squeeze your eyes shut very tightly and count to 40 slowly. And squeeze. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Continue counting in your mind. Concentrate on the outer eye muscles pulsing. Keep breathing. Keep the body relaxed. Keep squeezing very tight. Squeeze tight, 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 tight. On the 40th count, you will relax. Concentrate, squeeze, outer eye muscle pulsing. Keep breathing and relax. Lower eyelid strengthener. This will tone the lower eyelids as well as reduce puffiness. Think up with lower eyelid strong. Place your middle fingers up high at your inner eye corners. Index fingers lightly at your outer eye corners. Squint up with the lower eyelid strong. Feel the inner and outer eye muscles pulse. Concentrate on the muscles pulsing. Keep the upper eyelid open wide and breathe. On the 10th squint, you're going to hold the squint, keeping the upper eyelid open wide, and count to 40 slowly in your mind. And hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Continue counting. Continue noticing the muscles pulse at the inner and outer eye corners. Keep your upper eyelid open wide. Continue breathing. Concentrate. Keep thinking up with the lower eyelid. Keep the upper eyelid open wide. Hold and continue counting to 40 and then relax. Forehead lift. This will raise the eyebrows, diminish hooding of the upper eyelids, reduce frown lines between the eyebrows. Think pushing eyebrows up through the top of your head. Place your index fingers above your eyebrows. Keep them pulled down strong. Push your eyebrows up and release 10 times as if you were surprised. Actually feel as if you're pushing your eyebrows to the top of your head, keeping your fingers pulled down strong. On the 10th push, you're going to keep your eyebrows pushed up strong, keep them held up, keep your fingers pushing down, keep pulling down on those fingers, keep pulling down, eyebrows up, fingers down, eyebrows up, fingers down. Go until you get a band of pressure. When you get the band of pressure, then hold for a moment and relax. Cheek developer. This will lift and enlarge the cheeks. Fill in hollows under the eyes. Push smile up under each cheek. Make a long O with your mouth. Index fingers on top of the cheeks for light resistance. Smile and release with the upper lip, pumping the cheeks 35 times. Push the energy up under the cheek each time as you pump. Upper lip pressing against the teeth strong. Pump, 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 pump. Continue with that tempo, pumping your cheeks 35 times, pushing the energy up under the cheek each time. Keep the body relaxed. Continue breathing. Keep the upper lip pressing down against the teeth strong. Pump, 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 and relax. Face Energizer. This will release stress, increase circulation to the face, and it will tone and lift the entire face. Keep your upper and lower lips pulling away from each other strong. Make a long O with your mouth. Keep the upper lip pressing down against the teeth. Index fingers on top of the cheeks for light resistance. Smile and release with the upper lip, pumping the cheeks 10 times, pushing the energy up under the cheek each time as you pump, pump, pump. On the 10th pump, pull the upper and lower lip away from each other stronger, hands up towards the ceiling, out through the scalp, slowly for a count of 30, upper and lower lips pulling away from each other stronger, continually pushing the energy up under the cheeks, out right through the top of the head, Keep moving the energy out slowly. Keep pushing out harder and harder and harder. Keep pushing out stronger and stronger and stronger. Raise up your head. Keep pushing the energy out harder and stronger and harder and stronger and harder and stronger. Push, 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 and relax. Nose shortener. This will shorten and narrow the nose tip. Keep nose pushed up. Finger does not move, just your nose. Push your nose tip up strong with your finger. Flex your lower nose down, feeling the nose tip hit against your finger each time, or use your upper lip to pull down and release. Continue pumping the nose 35 times, counting in your mind. Pump, 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 pump. Continue breathing. Keep the body relaxed. Concentrate on flexing with your lower nose nostrils or pull your upper lip down and release. Pump, 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 and relax. Mouth corner lift. This will turn up the mouth corners. Suck each mouth corner in as if it was a lemon. Tighten the corners of your mouth into knots. Place your index fingers lightly at the corners of the mouth. Visualize the corners up 1 inch. Visualize the corners down 1 inch. Pull your fingers away in small up and down motions to mimic what you're thinking at the mouth corners. Keep sucking the corners in tight. Feel like you have a lemon at both corners. Go until you get a burn at the corners of the mouth, and then pulse your fingers up and down quickly for a count of 30, counting in your mind, keeping the body relaxed. Keep breathing. Keep sucking the corners in tight, 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 tight. Keep concentrating and relax. Lip shaper. This will enlarge the lips, smooth lines out above the lips. Keep your concentration in the center of the lips. Press your lips together in a pout. Visualize crushing a pencil in the center of the lips. Tap the center of the lip with the finger. Slowly pull the finger away to elongate the imaginary pencil that you're crushing between your lips. Keep breathing, keep pulling the finger away. Go until you get a burn in the center of the lips. When you get the burn, pulse the finger up and down quickly for a count of 30, continuing to breathe. Do not clench the teeth. Keep concentrating on that pencil. Keep pulsing and relax. Nasolabial smoother. This will smooth out the age lines from the nose to the corners of the mouth. Keep upper and lower lips pulling away from each other strong, and keep the upper lip pressed down against the teeth. Make a long O with your mouth. Visualize energy moving up alongside of the nose. Visualize energy moving down alongside of the nose. Use your index fingers to help track the energy. Keep moving the energy up, energy down. Strong up, strong down. Tight up, tight down. Energy up, energy down. Keep moving the energy slowly up and down. Go until you get a burn along the sides of the nose. When you get the burn, pulse your fingers up and down quickly for a count of 30 and pulse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Continue counting, keeping the upper lip pressing against the teeth tight. Keep breathing, keep the body relaxed, keep moving the energy up and down strong, 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 and relax. Neck strengthener. This will strengthen the neck and counteract sagging neck skin. Gradually build up your head lifts and head turns. Grasp the sides of your neck under your ears with your fingertips strong. Lift your head off the bed a ½ inch, thinking lift and let go, leading with the front of the neck for the count of 25 lifts. Continue lift and let go, lift and let go, lift and let go, lift and let go. Continue leading with the front of the neck, noticing the neck muscles flex out each time for a count of 25 lifts. Lift and let go, lift and let go, lift and let go. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Place your hands down by the sides of your body. Lift your head and shoulders up. Turn your head side to side, touching down smoothly and quickly for a count of 30 turns. Chin away from chest. Keep your shoulders up. Continue turning smoothly and quickly. Chin away from chest. Keep breathing. Keep the body relaxed. Turn, 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 turn. 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, and relax. Jaw strengthener. This will tone your jawline. Be sure and use your mouth corners when scooping. Open your mouth, roll your lower lip in strong. Pull the corners of the mouth to the back teeth, roll them in tight. Keep your upper lip pressing down against the teeth. Open and close the jaw with the corners of the mouth thinking scoop. Visualize the sides of the face lifting up past the top of the head. Slowly move your hands up to help pick up the visualization of the face lifting. Lower lip in strong, corners of the mouth pulling to the back teeth, upper lip pressing down. Visualize the sides of the face lifting as you scoop slowly with the corners of the mouth. Keep moving the hands up slowly to help pick up the visualization of the face lifting. Keep pulling the chin up slowly. Go until you get a burn in the jawline and hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and relax. Face widener. This will widen the face and fill out the sunken hollow cheeks. Thin face, do this 3 to 4 times a day for quicker results. Open your mouth. Pull the corners of the mouth to the back teeth. Roll them in tight. Keep the upper lip pressing down against the teeth. Visualize the sides of the face getting wider and stronger, using your hands in small circular motions to expand the sides of the face mentally. Go until you get a burn and pulse. Open your mouth, corners of the mouth to the back teeth, upper lip pressing down against the teeth. Visualize the sides of the face getting wider and stronger, using your hands in small circular motions to expand the sides of the face mentally. Go until you get a burn at the side of the face. When you get the burn, make quick circles with the hands for a count of 30. Keep pulling the corners of the mouth to the back teeth, upper lip pressing down. Keep breathing, keep expanding the sides of the face, and relax. Face slimmer. This will narrow and lift and tone a wide face. For a wide face, do this 3 to 4 times a day for quicker results. Open your mouth, roll your lips over your teeth strong. Pull the corners of the mouth to the back teeth, roll them in tight. Visualize the sides of the face lifting up past the top of the head. Slowly move your hands up along the sides of the face to help pick up the visualization of the sides of the face lifting. Go until you get that burn and hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and relax. Neck and chin toner. This will firm the chin, the neck, and the jawline. It will also reduce a double chin. Smile strong. Place the hand on the front of your neck, holding your skin down slightly. Chin up high, smile strong. Tilt your head back and release it slightly forward for a count of 35 tilts. Thinking long and strong neck. Continue sitting tall, thinking tall. Long and strong neck. Smile strong. Tilt, 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 tilt. Continue tilting. Breathe. Sit tall. Think tall. Smile strong. Long and strong neck. Smiling. Rocking. 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, and relax. Okay, now we facercised at home, so let's facercise in the car. The first exercise we're going to do is the eye enhancer. Now the eye enhancer, you're going to have to do at a stoplight because you're going to squeeze your eyes shut very, very tight. Now what you can do when your eyes are squeezed shut tight is as you start to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, peek with one eye open just to see if the light has turned green, and then continue on with your exercise. The next exercise we're going to do is the lower eyelid strengthener. Now when you do it at home, you take your fingers in a V position, squint up and release 10 times, and then hold for 40. In the car, to tone your outer eye muscles, you're going to take your thumb and index finger lightly at your outer eye corners, squint up and release for 10, and hold for 40, like this. Now to tone your inner eye muscles, move your fingers to your inner eye corners. Isn't that easy? It's a lot of fun in the car too. Now let's do the forehead lift. Take your thumb and your index finger, place them on your forehead, pulling your fingers down to your brows. Now push your eyebrows up and release 10 times, and then hold. Go till you get the strong band of pressure and count to 20, and then release. Now we're going to do the cheek developer. It's exactly the same as the home, except you're going to use your thumb and index finger on top of the cheeks for light resistance rather than your index fingers. Follow along with your audio cassette for the correct tempo. Now let's go on and do the face energizer. Now you do the face energizer lying down at home, but we can do it very well in the car. It's like this. Just keep pulling your hand up to the top of the car, hold and count to 30. Now let's do the nose shortener. It's the very same as you do it at home. So you're just going to push your nose tip up strong and pump. The nose shortener you can do just about anywhere you want. It's a really fun exercise. Now let's do the mouth corner lift. Again, it is the same at the home, but you're going to use your thumb and your index fingers at your mouth corners rather than both of your index fingers. Again, follow your audio cassette. Now let's do the lip shaper. It's the very same as the home, but you're going to pull your finger towards the windshield. And relax. Let's go on and try the nasolabial smoother in the car. It's the same as home, but you're going to use your thumb and index finger to follow the energy along the sides of the nose. And relax. Now the next strengthener we do at home lying down. In the car, you're going to grasp the front of your neck almost as if you're choking yourself. You're going to push your head out toward the windshield like a turtle coming out of its shell. And relax. Now let's do the jaw strengthener. It's the same as the home, but you're going to move one hand in front of the face up to the top of the car to help pick up the visualization of the sides of the face lifting. And relax. Again, follow that audio cassette. Face widener. So rather than using both hands as you do at home, just use your thumb and index finger. And get that burn. Face slimmer. It's the same as home, but you're going to use one hand, moving in front of the face through the top of the car to help pick up the visualization of the sides of the face lifting. And relax. Now we're going to do our last exercise, which is the neck and chin toner. And it's the same as the home also, but keep your eyes on the highway. Grasp the front of your neck. Now you have Facercised in the car. Wasn't that fun? Exercise your face to a more vital, youthful you. Keep pumping and have a great time.